When you ask someone where they want to sit on a ride, they're almost always going to say the front. Makes sense. It's my favorite place to sit on a roller coaster. But what about the back? Here's my list of the 3 Disneyland rides where you want to sit in the back. For number 1, I'm going to keep it short and sweet for you. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad makes the list for one reason and one reason only. Notice the big open view you have sitting in the back? Notice something not in your way? That's right, the locomotive, and more importantly, the roof of the locomotive. That roof is the big reason Big Thunder Mountain Railroad has made the list at number 3 for blocking your view. When you're sitting in back, you have a much more open view, and to me, that makes the ride more fun. You might find that as a weak reason, but for me, that's the reason that Big Thunder is starting our list. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 on the list might be a controversial one. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run makes the list for the work that goes into being a pilot. You have to coordinate with the other pilot for up, down, left, right. Each pilot only controls one axis. To me, when I was a pilot, I got a little bit more distracted on the actual ride. When I'm sitting in back as an engineer or gunner, I'm responsible for pressing a button. I can pay attention to the ride, and I found it a lot more enjoyable. If you haven't done the ride before, when you're waiting to get on the ride, the first 2 people in line are the ones that are going to be the pilots. So being in the back of that line, to me, makes it a lot more enjoyable once you start that journey. It all comes down to less responsibility. Now on to our last ride, number 3. The third and final ride on this list is Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. This is actually the ride that is the inspiration for this list. It wasn't until I rode it a couple times that I noticed the differences between sitting in the front and the back. Sitting in the front, you're very close to Goofy and seeing the beginning animations of the ride. But as you go through the ride, you actually don't see the end of some of the animations. And there's a portion of the ride where you actually flip and you become the back. And so you miss the beginning of one of the last animations. If you sit in the back, you're further away from Goofy and seeing a lot of the beginning animations. But there's things you will see throughout the ride that you would have missed if you're sitting in the front. If anything, this is a ride that you can make the case where you want to sit in both the front and the back. That way you can see all the animations and be able to see everything up close that's going on throughout the ride. Let me know your thoughts of the list. Is there anything you would add? If so, put in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.
Beautifully together.